mother told me. I had to get a restraining order against my parents when I became a conservative Christian. At the time I was pregnant and my parents were threatening violence and to take custody of my unborn child. Ashton Whitty. Since coming out conservative, I've been exiled by my own family, watched my dreams of acting be destroyed, spent several nights homeless, and have found myself more anxious and depressed than ever. This ex-Marine told me. My entire family, including cousins, won't talk to me anymore. 2 of my sisters on their deathbed would not let me come and make amends with them before they died, and the family wouldn't let me attend their funerals. They took that anger to the grave. Candy O'Donnell told me sister-in-law and her family have refused to join Thanksgiving dinner for 2 years now because we voted for Trump. Now, I'm not saying this is all one way. There are liberals who live in conservative areas who have been excommunicated by their families, and that's equally as bad. There was a Miami Dolphins cheerleader who divorced her husband because he didn't support Trump. That's absurd. But aside from this, since Brexit and Trump, from anecdotal evidence alone, it seems like it's pretty much a one-way street. My brother has disowned my whole family because we didn't vote for Hillary. He moved and no one has spoken to him in 2 years. I have one brother. I was disinvited from his SJW daughter's wedding at her request. Fired from public university position, losing my marriage, shunned by friends and so-called fellow travelers in various social circles and networks. And this was a woman who voted for Obama twice before she voted for Trump. This is a grandma whose own daughter disowned and blocked her for supporting Trump. Presently, although I am allowed to send my grandchildren gifts and cards, I am not allowed to talk to them or be a part of their lives. I am held at arm's length and can only pray her views will mellow or change. Breaks my heart. A young mother sent me this. My family no longer wish to speak to me as I research my own news and not just listen to what the MSM wants me to think. I research the facts for myself. Due to this, my whole family will no longer speak to me. The worst thing about this is they will now no longer talk to my daughter, who is 3. She has no knowledge or understanding of politics, so why they use my own views against her is ridiculous. I've encouraged them to have contact with her, to which they refuse. It's a sad, sad story. And you know who's mostly to blame for all this? Yeah, you guessed it, the media. The same media that constantly smears conservatives as hateful and divisive, while promulgating endless hate and division. Harper's Bazaar. If you're married to a Trump supporter, divorce them. Time magazine. Break up with that Trump supporter. GQ. It's your civic duty to ruin Thanksgiving by bringing up Trump. These people are so vulgar, so perverse, so resentful. They're quite prepared to see families torn apart just so they can exact some kind of petty revenge, which doesn't even matter anyway. The last year plus has just been a media feeding frenzy of character assassinations, frivolous lawsuits and censorship aimed at conservatives. All because they were butthurt at losing a referendum, at losing an election. But not content with sabotaging people's reputation and careers, they're now coming after people's families. Pamela Geller has a fatwa out on her from Islamic terrorists. They've threatened to behead her. They've threatened to kill her family. Then the Daily Beast exposes Geller's daughters, who aren't even political, painting a target on their backs for jihadists, simply because they don't like Geller's views on Islam. The writer of this vile trash, Taylor Lorenz, then celebrates what she did all over Twitter. I mean, what kind of vicious, subhuman scum could do such a thing and then think they had the moral high ground in doing it? You don't have the moral high ground. You're literally exposing innocent young women who aren't even engaged in politics to the threat of being assassinated by bloodthirsty Islamic terrorists. And for what? Because you think it'll silence Pamela Geller? You're prepared to go to such disgusting lengths for a scoop. Shame on you. Shame on all of you who think traumatizing and disowning your own friends and family members because they dare hold a different political opinion is somehow worth it for the greater good. There is no greater good. You're a horrible person. Take a long look in the frigging mirror. Newsflash. You know all that righteous indignation you feel about everything? Yeah, well, we feel that too. Difference is, we don't lash out and hurt people's relationships and target their families. You're slowly ripping apart the fabric of society. You're making sons, daughters, mothers, fathers miserable sometimes suicidal. You're ruining lives. For what? Just so you can virtue signal about it on Facebook and Twitter. This is the thing that pisses me off about you lot. Every day we have to put up with your relentless phony moralizing about how tolerant you are. Every day we have to hear about how humane you are, how caring you are, when you can't even be humane and tolerant to your own closest family members and friends. When you're quite prepared to make their lives a living hell just to score political points. It's shameful. It has to stop. Look, you can change the political environment by educating, by protesting, by voting. You can't change it by disowning your own children. I get messages every day from kids who are in school or college who are being bullied by their classmates, by their teachers, for their political opinions. They're telling me I'm their hero. No, you're my hero. You're my inspiration. You're the reason why I do this. I've been an outcast since the age of 12. I love what I do. All the hate, all the ostracization, all the lies about me, doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna shut up. But when they start coming for people's children, young women, who aren't even involved in politics, you know it's gone too far. I want you to do two things. Share in the comments below your own experiences of how you've been ostracized and disowned over your political opinions. And also comment on what we can do to fix what has become an intolerable strain on society. And to the left, listen. Everyone you know and love is going to die. We all return to dust. How in the hell does it benefit anyone to cause such grief, heartache and acrimony over political opinions? This has to stop. We cannot go on like this.